Right. Get ready to dive into this fascinating world of photography and digital art. We've got like some notes and even a PDF all about year 6 craft and design.
Yeah,
It's really like a crash course in visual creativity.
absolutely.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing how much they packed into this PDF. Really touches on things that beginners will find useful, but then also, seasoned pros like we are.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I thought it was interesting how they talk about this idea of layout,
Mm.
and they call it like the arrangement of elements in a space,
Mm.
which sounds pretty straightforward.
Right.
But I think about like photos that really grab my attention,
Yeah.
and it really is often because of the layout. Like it just works.
Yeah, it's really a visual puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good layout is something that guides your eye through the image.
Right.
It creates balance and harmony. Sometimes it's about symmetry. Other times it's about deliberately like breaking the rules
Right.
to create tension or intrigue. And it's not just about photography,
Right.
Think about website design or even arranging furniture in a room.
Right.
Like all these principles apply everywhere. It's kind of cool.
So it's like we're all subconsciously picking up on this like secret language of visuals.
Exactly, exactly. And once you begin to kind of understand those visual cues,
Yeah.
you can use them to create more impactful messages, whether you're taking photos or designing graphics or even just like, I don't know, organizing your desk.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I also notice how they use the term monochrome,
Hmm.
and I always associate that with like old black and white photos.
Yeah.
But it can be any color, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, think of it like this. When when you strip away the color,
Yeah.
you're forcing the viewer to really focus on other aspects of the image. The play of light and shadow, the textures, the composition itself. Monochrome can evoke a certain mood, a sense of timelessness, or even drama.
Yeah.
Think about like Ansel Adams's landscapes.
Right.
Those wouldn't be nearly as powerful in color.
It's like when you see a really good black and white film.
Right.
It can be more intense than a color one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is something that totally blew my mind. Macro photography.
Yeah.
The PDF shows these like wild close-ups.
Right.
It's like you're seeing the world through a microscope.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you're entering this like secret world hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
It takes patience and precision. Even the slightest movement can throw off the focus.
Oh, wow.
But when you get it right, you reveal these details that most people never notice, like the intricate patterns on a butterfly's wing, the delicate hairs on a leaf, the way light refracts through a dewdrop. I mean, it's really about finding beauty in these unexpected places.
So the PDF also lists some big names in photography and digital art. Hannah Hutch, Edward Weston, Derico Boateng, Chuck Close. What drew them to include these artists in particular?
Well, it's a pretty diverse group, which I think highlights like the wide range of approaches within these fields.
Yeah.
Hannah Hutch, for instance, was a pioneer of photo montage, back in the 1920s.
Wow.
Imagine like taking scissors to photographs and newspapers and magazines,
Yeah.
and then piecing them together to create a completely new image.
Wow.
Often with like social or political commentary woven in.
So it's like a visual mashup.
Exactly. It's a message.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Then you have, Edward Weston, who's known for his stunning, black and white photography.
Right.
Particularly his close-ups of natural forms.
Mm-hmm.
He saw beauty in everyday objects. Like he could turn a simple pepper or a seashell into an abstract work of art. Okay, so we've got social commentary and abstract beauty.
Right.
What about the other two artists?
So Derico Boateng is a contemporary artist. He uses digital manipulation to create these vibrant portraits that blend traditional African imagery with like futuristic elements.
Right.
It's really like stepping into another world. And then you have Chuck Close, who though he's primarily a painter,
Right.
he used photography as the basis for his incredibly detailed, larger than life portraits.
Yeah.
He was fascinated by the human face and really explored different ways to capture its essence.
It's amazing how each of these artists use uses visual elements in such unique ways.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the PDF kind of wraps up with some practical tips for taking great photos. It emphasizes things like holding the camera steady, focusing properly,
Right.
experimenting with angles.
Yeah.
Are those like the fundamentals of photography, would you say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those tips are the foundation, but remember, photography is about more than just technical skill.
Right.
It's about developing your eye, seeing the world through a different lens, so to speak.
I like that. Yeah.
Notice how light interacts with objects, look for interesting patterns and textures, and don't be afraid to break the rules of composition sometimes.
So we've gone from basic composition to exploring the world up close with macro photography.
Yeah.
And we've even met some incredible artists pushing the boundaries of visual art.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Quite a deep dive.
Absolutely. And as you go about your day, I challenge you to really look at the images around you, not just see them.
Yeah.
Deconstruct them in your mind. Ask yourself, like, why is this image powerful? What choices did the creator make in terms of composition, color, and subject matter? I mean, you might be surprised by how much you discover.
That's a great point to end on.
Yeah.
That's a great point to end on. I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
I think we have.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into photography and digital art.
It's been a pleasure.
It has. It has.
Yeah.
Until next time.
All right. See ya.